We are off to Portugal. It's Benfica plus 750. Tells you everything you need to know. Liverpool minus 250. Maybe a parlay piece. Liverpool got to get up really a 2-goal lead, 2-goal handicap at minus 1.5, and that's plus money. I'm going to come to you first, Mina, because Benfica, for me, the only way that I'd look to play this with the way that they play is for Benfica not to score.
You really feel that they won't get anything against this Liverpool side?
I just don't see how they can afford to be on their front foot. The way they play deep. If the gap is too big from back to front and they overcommit, what's Liverpool's strength? Mane, Salah. I mean, we don't know if Firmino or Jota or we don't know who's going to be added to that luxury. So, yeah, I've got Benfica weighing out their depth here.
It's an interesting one because I don't know what to imagine with Benfica, because there's so much of me that always wants to bet on the clean sheet for their opponent. I honestly thought that this would be such an easy match for Ajax, and in many ways I disrespected Benfica. Like, I was surprised by their performance, and I thought that
Ajax disrespected them though, Mina. Ajax disrespected Benfica because they crushed them first half, got the 2-1 and thought the whole job's done, and they paid the penalty.
And you don't think there's any way? I mean, we saw that Liverpool took some chances with Inter, and they managed to concede a goal at Anfield. And of course, they were in control, so it's not like they needed to really, make sure that they get another one. They didn't feel in any way unsafe. But in my head, do you think there's ever a way that maybe Liverpool will do the same to Benfica? Because it's kind of hard to face this team and think that it's not just job done just because of their name. And there is always that risk of being disrespected. It's happened to Villarreal, it's happened to Benfica, it's happened to Porto before. Ajax reached the semi-final because no one thought that they could do a job over them. So I wonder whether that's going to be something. There's obviously question marks on whether or not Mohamed Salah plays. Having said that, we know that this is a stacked group. We know that there's beautiful talent there on the bench, just like Marco has mentioned just a little bit ago. So you think whatever way it happens, Liverpool, even if they only have 10 minutes to get a goal, you can guarantee they'll manage that in that 10 minutes. It's just whether or not defensively, I think that they're strong enough to keep a clean sheet in this. But if there is any value there, which I would be, that would probably be my only bet. But I wouldn't bet on Benfica getting a goal in this one.
No, I don't think you can bet on Benfica getting a goal. And if you are that brave, then I think it's like plus 115, Marco, here for Liverpool to keep a clean sheet. And Liverpool are so strong through the middle. And this, I think they're better defensive in midfield than they are offensively because they don't need to be. Creativity is not one of their luxuries from central positions, but protecting that back four, especially with the way that the fullbacks bomb on, it's Liverpool all the way. But how do you find the value?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and I think it's probably been one of the most underappreciated sort of elements of Liverpool's recent run. You know, they've won 15 of the last 17 in 90 minutes, going back to mid-January. One of the defeats was after they had already beaten Inter and kind of put the tie to bed in the first leg, and they've actually kept 12 clean sheets in that 17-game sample and conceded just 5 goals, which is, really, really impressive. So, they've actually only scored, they've scored fewer than 3 goals in 12 of those 17 games as well. So it's been defence which has been winning the matches, and I think there's been a conscious effort from Liverpool probably over the last 18 months to 2 seasons really for Klopp to sort of switch away from the heavy metal tag that they once had, try and conserve something for the final few months of the season. They probably learned a bit from Man City and how they've managed seasons in the past, and they do seem to be coming to the ball at the right time at the minute. So yeah, I think Liverpool defensively are very strong, but I think we get a good barometer of where Benfica are coming into this game because look at the prices, the same prices that sort of Wolves, Everton or Leicester would be when they played against Liverpool, really. So I don't think that's being too disrespectful to Benfica to sort of bracket them in with those 3 clubs. But I think Portuguese football at the minute, as much as I love it and I enjoy watching it, it's always pretty argy-bargy and plenty of physicality about it. The top teams have struggled in Europe this season when playing elite teams. Liverpool destroyed Porto yet again in the group stage. Then Sporting were hammered by Man City, obviously in the last round, and Benfica themselves were totally dismantled in 2 legs against Bayern Munich as well, which, it's not an ideal kind of sort of copybook to come into this game with. So, yeah, I thought they got a little bit lucky against Ajax. I thought Ajax massively disappointed for sort of the second half of the first leg and the second leg at all. Goalkeeping error did help Benfica, but even still, I just think this is probably a step too far for Benfica. They've got some quality. Darwin Núñez is always capable. Rafa Silva is exciting, but ultimately it comes down to Liverpool. They've got a big game at the weekend against Man City. I think they'll probably try and get job done early doors and move on to the next game. But I looked at the odds in the market, and I thought Liverpool -1.25 was probably fair enough. I mean, it's basically if Liverpool win by exactly 1 goal, we only lose half of our stake. We get a full payout if they win by 2 or more. And just judging by Benfica's performance with Bayern, Sporting against Man City, and Liverpool against Porto earlier in this campaign, it should be relatively straightforward.
Yeah, I think this is the one where you can say it's pretty straightforward. I don't mind Liverpool win to nil. I don't mind Benfica not to score around the +115. And more you think about that, you fancy Liverpool going to score a minimum of 2 because they can score from so many different positions, so many different ways during the game. They can have crosses, they can be through balls, they can be set pieces. The defenders are dangerous when they come forward from corners and free kicks. So for me, I wouldn't put anyone off. What was that? +110 for Liverpool, -1.5 to win by 2 clear. I think it's going to be like 2-0, 3-0. But again, Benfica have scored in a majority of their games this year, but I don't think they've come up against anyone of Liverpool's stature. And as you say, they got Man City at the weekend. So listen, let's not give them any encouragement because it will be a great atmosphere for about the first 10 or 15 minutes. And if Liverpool score, it could be curtains. Let's have a little look at the official picks. Remember, all the picks will be at the end. For me, Benfica team total under 0.5. I don't think Benfica score at +115, but Liverpool -1.25 is at -125, and that means that if Liverpool win by just the 1 goal, then you'll only lose half your stake. They win by 2, you're picking up the 0.8 of a unit. Okay, let's move on. So we've got, and just quickly before we go, Liverpool do qualify. We're all in agreement.
Yeah, we're all in agreement for that one.
Okay, I will be asking us as we go through. So Liverpool, they're in the semi-final, according to us.